How are you doing, YouTube? It's your friendly gamer SmartEntity here. Today we're going to have a quick look at the tactical alert pack mentality. So we're on the second part of this particular alert, doing the 500 Conclave, and as you can see I'm going to run with only a 342 Conclave. So I'm going to use Frost Prime and I'm going to use a Redeemer here. The Redeemer is not really going to be used that much, it's really just a placeholder because you have to use a melee weapon, so I'm leaving it currently. So the Frost Prime build is the exact same build I released quite a few specialized build episodes ago for that tower defense. It's obviously built for in-game tower defense, but for this particular purpose it's more than enough. On the Redeemer I have a Max Fury as well as a unranked pressure point on it. So let's jump right into it. Now with previous tactical alerts, there have been strategies built that are particularly good. For example, in the last tactical alert, the Cold Revenge, I believe it was called, using something like Nyx Prime was particularly useful because Chaos basically made the mission in a way different, right? It basically allowed you to bypass the mechanic that the devs set in place. I won't go into it too much, but you guys can have a check on my channel. I do have a video on that one as well. So let's get right into it. So you probably have guessed the strategy is literally just running through the map pressing 4. Now for this particular alert, this is obviously a good way to go because the enemies are quite low leveled. Most if not all of them will die with just a single 4. Now I am going to use energy pads here and there. In the past I have been someone who doesn't like to use energy pads just because there's a credit cost. For someone like me who do a lot of trading, every credit counts and I'm always short on credits. But for this particular mission, I will use a bit of energy pass just because it'll make the mission run a lot faster, and after I finish the mission I can run a couple of T4s to get those credits back. So yeah, obviously, like I was saying, all you need is a nuke-ish type frame. You don't have to worry about weapons, and because of that, it pretty much eliminates that Conclave restriction, because you can't have a Warframe, no matter what kind of build you do, to have a Conclave over 500. That is a reasonable build. I do recommend using a nuke type Warframe, so something like Frost Prime is very good for this, because you can cast Avalanche again and again, and Avalanche does massive AoE, and it's pretty reasonable, right? If you think about something like Rhino Prime, it does reasonable AoE with Stomp, especially combined with Roar, but the problem with that is you cannot cast Stomp again if there are enemies still suspended in the air, where with Avalanche you can recast again and again and again. And unlike something like Molecular Prime, you don't have to shoot the enemies, it pretty much kills enemies independent of your loadout and whatnot. So that's pretty much it. So in other words, in summary, for all low-level tactical alerts, just put on a nuke-ish frame, don't worry about weapons, and that will pretty much eliminate any concerns you may previously have had regarding a Conclave restriction. Now on a side note, in the past couple days I've had a couple people asking me when I'm going to release a Mesa build. Honestly, the answer to that is it won't be anytime soon. The reason is, in the past few days at least, the LSV navs have been selling in chat for about 15 plat each. The LSV key has been selling for about 45 to 50 plat each. Now, if that continues, it's just not worth getting Mesa at this stage. Thus far, I think I've sold about 3 navs and a key, so in total got around, 90-ish plat from that alone. I would imagine the navs and key won't be worth as much in the next week or so, but I would imagine people still buy them. So even at 5 to 10 plat, it's still pretty decent. And for that reason, I think I'll hold off the hunt for Mesa for a while. But once the market have come down a bit, I'll probably will get that frame in due time. And once I do, I'll definitely do a video on it, do a proper review, and obviously with a potato build. I never really understood why we get all these, prompts regarding clans attacking clans on Dark Sector, because let's face it, if you're not in a clan or if you're not in an alliance, you don't really care about that, and I think for the majority of players, none of them really care about Dark Sector, so if there's an option to turn that off, I would very much like to know it. Alrighty, so we're near the end now. 7 more enemies. Yes, as you can see, doing damage here is pretty pathetic with the Redeemer. I don't even have a potato on it. Now I have been able to get a high Nern previously of a Broodmother during the event, but I did sell that for 60 plat. Yes, I know I could have gotten more, but with these kind of things you just don't know how long they'll stay popular for, so I got rid of it. And then as soon as I got rid of high Nern, someone was buying it for like over 100 plat, so that's trade chat for you, and that's Warframe for you. Alrighty, so one more enemy, and then we'll get out of here. So all in all, I've done 4 missions prior to this. I've done 3 missions on the first segment of the tactical alert, and I've done another mission just before this, and so 5 missions in total, and that was enough to get over 100 points, which is what you need to get the Stratus emblem. So after the mission, we should get a email, and that should have the Stratus emblem attached. So here's the email message, and here's the Stratus emblem. I can never remember where all the emblem scandanas are, but I guess it's here. The Stratus emblem. Alright guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers!